Hi, everybody, and welcome back. It's April 11th, 2023, and once again, we're going back to the moon and we're looking in the dark craters as we've done before using the Worldwide Telescope. And the Worldwide Telescope, if you haven't been paying attention, is such an incredibly important tool. It's allowing us to see things that we've never seen before in this genre. So anybody who does this kind of work should run to the Worldwide Telescope to get the most incredible images and the most important images out there right now. All of these pictures are current, but most importantly, they're just a little ways away over here on our moon. So I'd really like to see people start using this Worldwide Telescope. It's so important. There's plenty to go around, and I'm sure there are people that can do much better job with these pictures than I've been able to do. Which reminds me, I want to remind you that yes, I am an amateur, and I don't know why some of these pictures come out really clear and some of them don't. I just don't understand that. Now I start with a great big picture, and then I start to, once I get it fine-tuned the way I want it to look, then I cut it into pieces, and then I treat each and every picture as an individual. So anyway, so these pictures that we're going to be looking at are not the clearest. Definitely not clear, but you can really see what's there. And I've tried some experimental way to develop it that you may or may not like. I don't know. I'd like to hear what you think about these pictures as far as the different way that I've tried to develop them. One of the things that I'm doing in this video is I'm going pretty darn close again, and we've got some large structures in here, and one of the things I'm focusing on the most is these tall buildings. You see up there in the top left area, and there's a lot of these tall buildings. Now previously we really couldn't see very well what they were. We'd see them in pictures like this right here, and we would see white vertical stripes and black vertical stripes. And basically those white and black vertical lines have turned out to be the sunny side of the building and the shade side of the building. So you have this contrast right next to each other. It makes it difficult to see. And in some of these pictures we have buildings, tall buildings that are all black. They're dark colored, so you don't really see a light side or a dark side. It's just dark. And these are the bars that we've talked about before and that we've looked at before. The one video called very clear pictures, stunningly clear pictures of the moon, I think is what it's called, showed us very, very clearly what this looks like. But this isn't as clear as that, but it's also much larger, and that's one of the things that you get whenever you zoom in, is the picture is never as clear as it could be when it's smaller. There are all kinds of these patches of rows of buildings, and they're very low, and you see all those dots, row after row after row after row of dots. Now I think these dots are actually the rooftops of shorter buildings. At one point I thought they were just very, very short buildings sitting on the ground, but actually I think they're all rooftops. Which is something that we've run across before. And as usual, I'm going to suggest to you that you take your time on these pictures. I think I may have gone through them a little too quickly, because there's so many subtleties involved with these different shades of gray that sometimes you can actually get the feeling that you can get in there and walk around amongst those buildings. But you're not going to get that in 10 or 15 seconds. You need to study it a little bit, and you'll really be able to appreciate what there is. But there are a lot of very large looking buildings, and I think some of these dark larger buildings are actually made up of clusters of smaller dark buildings. And you can pay attention to that as you're going through. Now this picture, you see the different lines coming down from the top. On the right hand side they kind of swerve off to the right, and then on the left hand side they swerve off to the left. I don't know if that's the way the design is, or if that is a product of the Worldwide Telescope. I think it's a product of the Worldwide Telescope when you move it around. But at the same time, you have construction in those areas. It looks like it's meant to be that way, so I'm just not really sure about that. What those sweeping lines are. But without a doubt, we've got lots of big buildings. Granted, they're not clear, but we can very easily see their shapes. And in speaking of shapes, I'm going to kind of remind people again, we're talking about satellite pictures looking down at an angle, and we're looking at civilization. And civilization, as far as we know, most of the time, I guess, is going to involve right angles. So square buildings. Now here's a group of black or dark high-rise buildings, and all of the high-rise buildings in this are not quite all of them. Most all of them are the same size, and the lighter colored ones will show you the shade on one side, and obviously the dark ones you can't really see that. But it's clear enough to see, obviously a lot of buildings, right? We've gone over that many, many times. Still trying to get people out there to pick up this Worldwide Telescope and use it. We really need people to do that before this thing disappears. Now, we've been waiting with bated breath, I think, since last November to see the new pictures hit the telescope taken from the Webb telescope, but it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if it will. Now this is an area here that's kind of like the alien city that we've all been waiting for. We've got these really long, tall, elegant white buildings. And here in this picture, you see at the top of the screen some white buildings, and then in front of those white buildings are low structures that come all the way down to the bottom of the screen with taller structures on each side. And again, these taller structures, you're able to see the shade side and the light side, and that's really important. Because without being able to see shade in particular on the buildings, then chances are you've got a lot of image artifacts. But with shade, it shows you definitely beyond a shadow of doubt, pardon the pun, that what you have there are real structures. And I think many of these white structures on the top and here on the right, not the far right, but next to the batch of white buildings on the right, are cylindrical buildings. So it's such a mysterious place with all of these structures, with all of this humanity. This is one tiny place, one little piece of a crater. And yet we know from experience that all of these craters have this in it. There are so many people living on the moon. And as you know, it's a big mystery how that's possible, how this could be true, and we don't know anything about it. How can that be? I just don't know. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.